Okay, people. So now it is what? July 19th? Next day? I'm in the back. I only got a few hours before Tisha leaves. But I'm going to probably bring out Amari for a little while because it's nice. I spot beans, people. I see beans. Do you see those beans? Look at those beans. Those are some nice beans coming in. That's a healthy bush, that one. Right? And those ones over there are beets. And then we got the little squash over here. You can see. Just happily, merrily growing away. And so on and so on. So, anyway, I'm going to work out here for a bit today. Because as you can see, oops, sorry. My grass is growing. So I'm going to just pull things up off the grass. Because Tisha's offered to mow the grass. And just, this is new, what is it called? Plastic. Oh, something flying around me. This one right here. It goes on top of the greenhouse, so I'm going to be replasticking that. And probably a little something in there at some point with the leftover of this. I bought that when Fukashima and the Daiichi plants in Japan blew their stacks with the radiation. So technically I'm going to use this, but at some point I'm going to go buy another roll, which is about $70 or $80. And then what will happen is I'll put it back in food storage so that if there is another nuclear disaster and we need to tape up the basement windows, we can, because we have the plastic and the duct tape to do it, just as a fail-safe to protect yourself from too much radiation. So that's the greenhouse. I've been taking out walnuts in there, but that's not what I'm going to focus on. I'm just going to open up the door and let things cool off in there. As you can see, it's growing. I don't see too many squash. And here's one. There's one right there, people. There's another one right there. That's 1, 2 that I can see. This one was over here. This was 3. Right? What else we got? Don't see nothing coming from this one yet. Oh, here's 1, 4. There's another one. 5. See, I planted extra. I planted extra for my son. I planted extra for my landlady. Because like I said, she likes to come in here and it makes her feel young, right? So I like it when she's happy that way. You know, she doesn't take everything, but she gets her bounty. So anyway, we should have a few more popping in there. We'll just do a little yard check here. Look at this tree. It grew again, people. Look at this. This thing is getting to be massive. So what did I count over there? 4 or 5? Here's 6. 7 squash that I can see so far. Alright. It's pretty nice. I'll take you over to that little patch in a bit. And it's all wild back here. So this is what I'm going to do today. Just go about my business, clean up, do whatever. This is everything got... There's, you know what I think this is, people? I think this is wheat. I think this is why it looked the way it did. I think it is a form of wheat. That's a wheat husk. Do you see that? I think this is wheat, people. Maybe not fully mature yet. I don't know if it was... Yeah, see? There it is. I'm growing wheat, people. I'm growing wheat. Where am I? There it is, right there. It just wasn't fully mature yet. That's a wheat plant. So I'm going to see if I can save those seeds and plant them. Have wheat. So anyway, I'm so frustrated with life. Right? Anyway, I don't want to lose my furniture as it's vacating the basement. So I'm going to come in here. Doesn't matter where I go, people. You've seen me start off in one corner and end up somewhere else. Okay, now I'm in the hen house. This used to be the... Ooh, spiders. Oh yeah. Spider season coming. This... Do you see the morning glory? This is what this looked like throughout everything. I say it every time I come across morning glory. I don't think Matilda's in here. I think she's in the shed in the front. So anyway, because I don't want to lose my bookshelves, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get up in here, obviously pull this Morning Glory, and then I'm going to clear this out. This is what I'm going to work on for the next few hours. I'm going to clear out all this so that and pull out these woods so they can be cut. Because what should happen is I'm going to build shelving in here, 3 of them, so I can take the big blue bins and just stack them 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. That's what, 9 bins that I can have with select craft material. Because initially I built this, I started building it, I got Andre back, so I have videos of Andre and I actually building this little playhouse, or whatever it was. But I was going to turn it into I built it as a chicken coop, right? It's actually a chicken coop. That's what we built it for. That's what I started building it for, because I had Mr. Lace. So in here, after I cleared out, you'll see I have like 3 actual nesting boxes. So it started off as a hen house, and then when Mr. Lace was taken with the chickens, it became the seedling room, because the greenhouse gets really, really hot, and I don't have enough room in there. I've already outgrown the greenhouse. So I want to turn this into a little seedling room, but because Andre wanted to have this as a playhouse, so now it's a cross between a seedling room and a craft room in terms of storage. So that's why I'm going to clear this out so my son can bring in these bookshelves, so that I can take this stuff out and put it on a bookshelf. As I build in shelving over there, as I cut these things, put these things into bins, and then stack the bins, and then label the bins. So you'll be able to come in here, and you'll have your plants growing. I'm not sure what I'm going to do yet. I think it might be just easier and better if I just build something to close this off to keep from the rain, and keep this open. Because at first I was going to run something over it, but I can actually have trees sprouting or whatever in this corner, because as you can see it's quite bright. And then this part over here, even though it's glass up there, it's okay. It's been up here for a few years now. I can run a screen just as an added protection when there's more traffic going through here. There's no traffic, so I don't worry about it too much. But as you can see, there's wood beams there, so it's easy enough to staple, you know, a mesh of some kind to, if it breaks, it will catch it before it would fall, right? And then in here, I'll clear this out, and then I can start seedlings in here. And because it's more arid and more open, you know, you have flexibility in terms of what you're growing, versus when you put everything in the greenhouse. Oh, what is it with these long ass videos? My computer is like completely maxed out, people. What's happening is I'm having to put things on flash drives because I'm like at 4 gigabytes left on my hard drive, and my son has to reformat. See, this one here. But this one is going nuts. Do you see how high that is? That's grown like 3 feet. 3 feet since it started growing. Like, that thing is getting massive. Anyway, hold on a sec. Since this is on, let me just open the door. Still recording? Hold on. We'll go in the greenhouse. And because it's warm outside. And I'm going to be putting another plastic on top. It can heat up in here pretty fast. So this year's just trees. I can smell the dirt because I watered everybody here, right? I've been taking them out one by one, right from the pot, some of them, and putting them in their own individual pots, hoping they'll catch, right? And then eventually they'll go into another bigger pot, and then once I know that they're not going to die from being removed from the nut, then I'll probably have a little plant sale. I can't knowingly sell them at this age and then they go and transplant them and they die. I would prefer them a little bigger and a little more robust, right? So, because like, you know, this one here needs to like grow for a couple of 2-3 years before it goes, right? here, I really should not waste my time with this. I put in, obviously, some little squash plant, but because it gets hot in here, and these things require a lot of water, and I don't get out here and water enough all the time, right? Because the yard is so big, there's only so much I can do in a day. You can see I'm taking out one by one, right? And giving them new homes before they get root bound with each other, because sometimes 5 in one pot will come up. So I have to separate them. That's what I was doing yesterday. All right. What do you call it? Oh, I don't know what I was saying. It's warm in here. Oh yeah, that I've tried cucumbers. I've tried cucumbers. I don't get sparse cucumbers. Cucumbers like to grow outside. Obviously squash like to grow outside, but tomatoes, I've had a forest in here of tomatoes. It's just nothing but a freaking forest. So when I upload this, I'll go get a couple of those videos so you can see that this room was nothing but a hothouse when it came to tomatoes. Tomatoes love this. If you want to grow tomatoes and make tomato soup, you start them early and you get them going in here, and trust me, your yield will be amazing. They just thrive in here. So anyway, all right, let's just finish this little before I start moving around. I'm kind of stiff today from yesterday, so I'm just going to move things around and reorganize. And now Matilda could be in there, but probably not, because the latrine is over there. It's behind the tree. So at some point I need to get up in here and clean that. And but as I do that, I want to take these little boards and just finish my little touch-ups on what I need to do here, just to secure everything. Because I wouldn't mind painting, because I have cans of paint that I bought 2 years ago to make it nice out here, right? So, okay, here we are. I haven't been back here for a few days. So these beans are happy. They're growing. They got in late, but they like this corner. So they're going to produce by the end of the year. No problem. Right? Everything that you see, I started by seed. I did not buy one single plant this year. Not one. I started all by seed. Some kind of tomato plants. See, so now that I'm out here, I'll stand this dude up because he fell over. Right? Pick out these few little weeds before they get out of control. Beets got in late, but they'll spring back. This, I'm not sure. I don't know what it is. Looks like another squash. My landlady said, "Didn't you plant any cucumbers?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I think so. I'm pretty sure I did." But that one looks maybe like a cucumber. This one looks kind of like a squash. And there's some old potatoes from back in the day. There's that famous Morning Glory. So, I get distracted pulling out Morning Glory because I don't want it to flower. Tidy up in here. And then, because I'm pulling out raspberry bushes that are spreading in the front, because I have to dig a trench 3 feet down and put a barrier in there to prevent them from spreading where the blueberry plants are. But that's takes 4 days to do. I'm pulling them out, and they're actually got roots, but this thing was the first few sprigs of raspberries that I brought to the yard when I was just starting to work out here, people. I planted these with Sierra, I remember. And it was our first batch. And boy, at one point, these were really, really healthy. But what happens is I never trim them back. I just let them, I like them wild, right? And because of that, they get so big that eventually, that sometimes their stalks die off. So what I'm saying is I need to get up in here, pull these rocks back, loosen the ground, enrich it with my composting dirt, right, which I have some over there. I'm going to throw in some old boards that are just decomposing along the way. I'm going to enrich this whole little patch in here with new dirt, dig it up a little bit, loosen the ground, and then as I do that, I'm going to take out the old stalks that have died off and replant new ones. See? I'm going to just fill it out a little bit and clean it out. This is a blackberry. Yeah, because lots of blackberries fall here. This blackberry is more prickly, right? And then, apparently, oh, they are ready. My God, people, as if I got time. But I have to. Because this is one of the most, this is a very healthy plant. And it produces a lot of berries. And they're coming in the back and they're going to be doing some work. So I actually have to go out there and cut back 4 feet. So that when they dig up the ground, they can, oh my God, I got a blackberry bush poking on me. They can, what do you call it? Put their dirt. So, I want to make blackberry juice. That's what I want to do. They're ready. So I'm going to have to find time to do that this week. It's like when opportunity knocks. You don't want to be a fool. Right? A few jars of blackberry juice is a good thing. So anyway, that's what I'm going to do today. I'm just going to pit her out here because I'm kind of feeling blue and overwhelmed and disgusted and, you know, all those feelings. I'm going to focus some energy in the hen house, aka seedling room, so that I can move these bookshelves that are in my back driveway into here and we can get on with life. So this is where I'm starting. And anytime I want to start, it's like, Tisha, make me a tea. Make me a coffee. I'm ready. Okay? Okay.
Hi there, people. So, you see the blackberries are ready now. Some of them. There's a big one somewhere here.
There's lots of big ones in here. Nana, we're going to have to come out and pick tomorrow. This thing is huge, Andre.
Well,
And they're good.
So we're going to pick some?
Not today. We'll pick tomorrow. We're just going to, where are we going now?
To the walnut tree.
To the walnut tree. There's one. And then I know where there's another one. And I'm trying to see if I can go see that one.
And look who's coming.
Look who's coming.
Mickey. She always follows us, people. Always.
Okay, you can turn it off. We'll be back.
Are you taping me now?
Yeah. My brave little grandson. I offered to go first. He said no, it's okay. He's battling blackberry bushes right now. This is what you call green memories in the brain. It's important for children to have green memories, even if it's just an old weedy field that's going to be tore up anyway. It's the fact that he was a little boy and he got to run through it.
Whoa. Hey.
That's why it's so important to have these parks. Because children, they don't get enough of this as they're growing up. Because the population is too dense. Doing good. You didn't squawk once. You didn't squawk once. Keep going. I'm following you. Okay. So not all is lost, people. This is English walnut. They allowed this tree to stay. They're starting to drop now. So obviously I'm going to plant. Thank you. Obviously I'm going to plant more English, yeah. All right, and now I know where there's a tree with bigger nuts. I'm going to see if I can get some of those nuts for planting. Most people want these ones because you can eat these ones. They're easier to eat, right? Right? There's one right there. Here you go. They're easier to eat.
Whoa!
Right?
Got two.
The black walnut is sweet. It's a sweeter nut, but it's not as much as what's in here, and it's harder to get at. But it's the black walnut that produces the ink and has the medical properties.
Got some.
Right?
I got two.
You got two. Here, I'll get you the bowl. So these ones I'll be growing, people. That's what's going to happen with these ones.
A branch.
We'll bring that branch home. Maybe I'll try and dry the leaves. And so anyway, the black walnut. The black walnut would benefit from these parks that I talk about because then it becomes a tree sanctuary where the trees themselves are protected, right? As they should be. Some of these trees.
Here I go. Yeah.
He loves his people.
One fell.
Okay, well, you'll have to find it.
Oh.
We're going to take the leaves and try.
Also.
Okay, good. All right.
Okay, my stick.
We're going to take the leaves and see if we can make some paint with them. Well, stain. Oh, okay, I know where that one went. I'm going to go get it right now. I see it. It went right in here somewhere. There it is.
Yeah, I think I knocked out two.
Mm-hmm.
Nope, I only knocked out one. Nope, I found one. Hey, Nana.
Uh-huh.
Here you go.
Okay.
Found one.
You found one, eh?
Oh, hell yeah.
I don't know where that went, Andre.
Oh, it's still here.
No, I heard something bounce.
Oh, it must have fell over. You find it.
Oh, okay. Instead of using the word hell, use heck. Hell is kind of like a bad word. A lot of people see that as a bad word.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't know where you got that from, but...
Well, Drew says hell no.
Jew says that. Oh, well, you just say heck no. Okay, that fell. I heard it.
That
Okay,
falls
well,
over here. Hello.
all right, people, will be back. Okay, so anyway, I'm going to end this video now. Again, I'm having, like, my hard disk on my computer is full, so I'm having to jimmy this around. I just haven't started using that new one yet, people, because I have to put a, what do you call that? Something, a little disk reader, so I can, you know, download my old programs so I can do my work. So in the meantime, this was our bounty for today. You can see what Andre did. The leaves, we're going to cook them up. I'm going to boil some water and throw them in a pot and just let them stew and stir them around for a few days. And we're going to get, what do you call that? Stain. It's not as good as black walnut. However, hold on a minute. Okay, I'm back. This is what this is. This is black walnut stain right here. And it's a couple of years old. So after you make it, you just put a little bit of rubbing alcohol to keep that natural fungi that these particular trees have between themselves. Mostly the black walnut. But this one will do it too. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make some stain. And then maybe I'll get Andre working on a couple of his walnut arts in terms of pictures, and he can stain his wood, right, before we do the picture. These will be the next generation of walnut trees growing, hopefully, and probably started in the, what do you call that? The seedling room. So over the next couple, 2, 3, 4 weeks, they're going to continue to drop, and my hands are going to go dark, and we're going to have more trees next year, at least with these ones. And I still do actually have some black walnuts sitting in the pot. So I'm going to throw those in the ground when I husk these, and I'm ready to throw these in the ground, because sometimes it can take up to 2 years for a walnut to grow, as long as there's a nut inside. And the black walnut is a pretty hardy nut, so it's worth a chance. Okay, so I'm going to end this video now and see if we can get it uploaded, because I'm inside now. Tisha's gone. It's 3 o'clock in the afternoon, so now I'm getting into the inside stuff, right? Okay, but before I carry on, there's that little jar. Do you see? I had it sitting in a nice little bowl of water to unthaw it, put it in a little pot, give it just a little bit of water, and then you just start heating it up. And what it is white rice, only because I thought it was easy to digest which it is easier to digest than brown rice. It wasn't that I didn't want to give Amari brown rice. I wanted to give him foods that were easier to digest. So, anyway, there's some hamburger. And then there's peas in there. That either is yam or squash or both. So we just put that on a low heat. Warm it up. Mash up the rice a bit more. Give him a little bit of ferment with it. And he's good to go. So these little things work. That's what I'm trying to say. So when the dietitians come and start talking to us about Amari's meal plan, whatever it is that they're advising me to do, I will just incorporate it into this. In terms of, I don't know what they have to say, we'll find out.